tip can help more than just your mental health. It can actually help you live longer. All right, I think we're all paying attention now because there's science to prove it.
But if you're not the most extroverted person ever, how do you socialize in a way that doesn't completely deplete you, right? So psychologist Dr. Laura Saunders checking in with us this morning with some tips that I think we're all ready to listen to. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to Caitlin Square. So yes, there's lots of data. I talk about this all the time about socialization and social connections being so critical for your health and your longevity. However, we have introverts, and what are we going to do with them? We don't want them to feel doomed.
Yeah, so this is important. Actually, Dr. Saunders, you were talking about this a little bit yesterday on Great Day Connecticut at 3 o'clock because we're talking about ways to kind of, you know, beat that dull gloom and whatever outside as we're losing light.
Yep.
This is an all year, every day kind of thing. And for, like you said, introverts, they call them spoons, right? You have so many spoons to start your day, and then you slowly lose them as you have to do certain tasks, right?
Right. And you know, when we focus on social connections, right, what's the importance of that? Social connections reduce feelings of isolation and loneliness. Isolation and loneliness create stress. Stress creates inflammation. Inflammation affects your health, right? It's a whole circular thing. So if you're introverted, we're not expecting you to go out and be social all day long. So we're going to focus a little bit more with our introverts on quality, not so much quantity. And there's a few, you know, specific benefits that help individuals in terms of social connections.
Yeah, so where do folks start? You know, if you're trying to maybe set a little goal for yourself to get started and try to have better relationships, what's the advice?
So we all need to have at least one or two close friends, the people that you can turn to when you're really feeling at your worst. You need to confide in someone. You need them. You need support from them for something. We need at least one or two. We don't need to have a dozen close people, but at least one or two. We need individuals for what we'd call cognitive stimulation or logistical support. You just need to have at least a couple acquaintances that they can offer emotional support, but they're also the person that can pick you up from a doctor appointment if you need a ride, or, you know, will go to an event with you if you need someone to go to an event. So that's that sort of stimulation and logistical support that's so critical as well.
Yeah, so Dr. Saunders, you say that there are several contributing factors for providing healthy and longevity in terms of these relationships. And you say motivation to have healthy habits is one of them, right?
Absolutely. If you think about it, like if you agree to meet at the library with a friend to hear an author talk, what that does is then sets up the expectation that you need to get out of bed, you need to take a shower, you need to kind of plan your day differently, right? All of those behaviors then lead to you taking care of yourself. So believe it or not, social connections lead to a whole host of other healthy, positive behaviors.
And it's not just your close friends that can provide these benefits, right? I think a lot of this us dealt with this during COVID, where it's just like the interactions in the grocery store or the coffee shop that kind of make you feel a little bit better during the day, right?
Right. When you think about it, all of those are practicing skills, right? You see someone, you say, oh my God, where'd you get that water bottle? I'd love a water bottle like that, right? It's all actually the little interactions. That's also a lot of cognitive stimulation. So you're thinking, you're making connections. You don't have to have deep, in-depth conversations with all these individuals, but doing things to make a connection, to look outside of yourself and not be so caught up in your own inner thoughts, feelings, or emotional pain.
All right, if you can give one tip for people to maintain their relationships, their friendships, what would you say to them?
Reach out and ask someone to do something different.
That's a great one.
That's a great one.
I think a lot of people just forget that, you know, they should pick up the phone or
ask
send a
them
message.
to go do something with you.
Ask somebody. I love that. Dr. Saunders, thank you so much. Obviously, this is hugely important for so many people who have a hard time, you know, putting themselves out there and getting a little bit of extra support. So hopefully will be very helpful for them. Dr. Saunders, thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too. All right.